Hi guys, just my quick review today on the new Penn Casting Special 2, I'm going to call it that. A few reviews been done on it, but can you give this reel justice? If you're a Fathom lover like me, and you've been used to the conversion technically on what was basically a boat reel designed or brought into the shore market by anglers and getting it magged. It's a Chris Macy mag. Obviously that's boded me well. I've had 4 of these and no problem at all. Obviously they brought out the Fathom 2 Casting Special. Obviously there's a Fathom 2 as well, 15, with a normal dial on it. But this, for me, that's a different breed again. People say, is it a beach reel? Is it a rock reel? Is it a field reel? Yes, you could use it for all 3. But personally, I think this is going to be in the stable of a rock reel. 6-to-1 retrieve, 270 yards, 20-pound line. That's 0.40 on there. That's marlin line. I think I've overspooled it a bit, but generally I use 20-25. I think the old, well, I'd say the original Fathoms, 15, I think it holds about 190 yards. Yes, it does, of 20 pound. But excuse me. But I think personally, I've had a few casts with it. It's pretty fast. All I've done with it, straight out the box, I've extended the handle to the power handle stage. There's two settings on there. You can have it on the normal, like all my other reels are all on the power setting, winching setting I call it. But looking at the reel itself, it sits lovely on the rod. This is a T900. I use other rods, Grand Prix, accelerators, etc. I've got quite big hands, so for me, it sits nicely on the rod, low, and get your hands around it. Exceptional, really good drag. Everything's been beefed up on this. Obviously, like I said, the line capacity, there's high performance bearings in it. The only thing I've done out of the box, this is straight out of the box, I did take the side plate off. It's like 3 quick release screws, whatever they call it, off with the plate. It's really simple. Spindle out, the ratchet assembly off the side of the spool just pops off. There's a little castellated head on it, just pops off. All I've done is wipe the spindle, because obviously from the factory this packed with grease. There's more grease that could come out of this, and the reel is holding back a bit, but it's really simple to do. I drop both the bearings out, give them a little bit of wipe down, just put 2 little drops of rocket fuel, standard in it, just to try it. But yeah, I mean, for the price, £195.99, I think you got a lot of reel. The mag system, controversial as it stands, each to their own. You know, this is built to look like a casting reel, a casting special with a casting knob. It's not a mono mag. It's, well, the brakes in it are still the same, or the same design as the Mark III's 525 mags. Or 515 as well. You know, they tried and tested. Obviously Penn thought, oh well, we'll leave them in there. Obviously there has been some modifications to these reels already to have the knob reduced, as it were, or put a mono mag in. I've yet to see that, but I've had a few casts with it and so far I've put up with it. But we'll get to that in a bit. I'll do a few casts and I'll put the camera on my head and show you when I'm winding in. But like I said, for the price, £195 is a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a reel to go and start butchering it. But I think you get a lot of reel for your money as well. So that's my take on it. Like I said, one thing I do like about it is the line capacity. It's massive. 270 yards of £20 line. Obviously, you get a lot more on there if you're going to go down to £15. I don't think you're going to fish with £15 with this. I think this is going to be a rock reel, especially where I live anyway. And this is a Bristol Channel sort of reel, fast tides, deep water, Norway type reel in time. Obviously, will this be as iconic as the Fathom? I think so. This is like a tin can compared to that. Obviously, you can't compare. This is, you know, this is old school now. This is now. So everything's progressing, isn't it? But yeah, I like it. But like I said, for the money, a lot of reel, a lot of reel. So there you go. We'll have a few casts with it, and I'll do a little summary at the end. Here we are. Okay. The board set up. As I said, T900. The mag control. As I said just previous, that it's not a mono mag. So obviously a half shoe plate inside, the same as the 525, 515 Mark IIIs, I believe, where the magnet just travels back and forth, forward or back. Obviously with this, one thing I don't like about it is there's no marker on it to say where the magnets are set. So what you've got, 16 clicks. So forward, which would be clockwise, anti-clockwise is less, and clockwise is more. So that's on 0 now, but obviously it doesn't tell you that it's on 0 because there's no marker on it. That's one thing. I think that's quite poor actually, because for real, for everything else that's gone into it, that's the only thing that lets it down in my eyes. So there's no marker on the mag control. So there's 16 clicks. It's quite positive, very positive. So that's back in the clockwise position in 0. So I'm going to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. Oh, by the way, good ratchet on this. That's set with a drag. Not bad ratchet. A little softer. I think on the original pens the ratchet is a bit more positive, but that's okay. You're fishing in the tide and fish on a ratchet with a drag. You know, that's quite positive. Anyway, back to the cast. That's on number 5. Just turn it back again. Clockwise to 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go 6. So it's on 6. See what happens. Shock lead inside. So it's out 0.40, £20 line. This is £70 shock leader. I'm no tournament caster, but let's see what happens. That's on 5. Not bad. One lift in. Went out there. Reel is holding back a bit, mind. So I need to. There you go. Comparison. Well, no comparison really. Obviously, 2 different reels, but that's the way it should have been set up. That's with the obviously the mag conversion, the mono mag for the my original Penn Fathom. It's a shame that if that was the other way around, like that. Well, not like that really. If the mag was there and the ratchet was there. That's just an example really. But yeah, it's a shame that. As I've got a mark on my hand a bit. But there you go. Just wait for the Fathom 3 to come out. Casting Special. But no, it's a nice reel. I can't wait to fish with it. So needs a bit more grease taken out. It is still a bit. I like my reels to run fast, but just needs to be a bit. I need to clean it out properly, and I'll take it apart next. Show you inside. But I'll fish with it. I'm going to fish with it tonight anyway. I think I'll fish with it as it is tonight and see what happens. Okay. Okay. So, feels alright. Just catching on the hand there a bit. I don't think you'll knock the knob forward at all, but there you go. See what happens when we fish with it. Too bad. A few anglers tuning up. Sling this out again. Just, hopefully. Bad. Still holding back a bit. It's going to some setting 8, I think. Yeah, that is getting in the way. It's getting in the way a bit. That's not too bad there. As I said, the resistance on the knob there, I don't think you'll hit it out of the setting you've got, which is one thing, but it is, yeah, it is. I reckon I could live with that, mind. Nice winding end though. Smooth, really smooth. Really, really nice. Right, let's get a bait on and get fishing. Biggest fish, but first fish on the reel. There you go, guys. What I've done is whip the handle off. Just simply 2 washes come off from there. Easy enough. And you've got that retaining with the main nut and a little locking nut to take off, so the handle comes off. Knock it off there, don't release that washer. So that's the handle off. All I've done here is slacken this off to show you. You can drop the side plate off, this little plate here. See the main gear there? If you're that way inclined, you could clean your reel like that, but you've got to slacken off these bolts here, these screws here. I have had it apart. It's well built inside. I'll show you quickly. Just 5 screws to come out. Those 2 little ones are out already, which held that little plate in. One last screw. I'm slapping these off just now, so I've had this apart already. So there you go. That's what you got inside. Main drive there, main gear. Obviously your end float, you've got your pinion, drive there with the bearing. It's well made. Obviously the end float bearing there. Well made, really well made. But easy to take apart. I don't think you take it apart like this all the time, but it's nice to see inside what it is like. He says, trying to put it back together. But yeah, it's back together now. Just stick the screws back in, just ever so lightly. So there's 3 to go back in there. Obviously that end plate to go back on. So it's only there, 1, 2, 3. Just do these about so lightly. I'll show you this side, then I can put the reel back together. There you go. As I said, you can slacken that off and drop that plate off from time to time if you wanted to clean your bearing, the main drive, sorry. But yeah, you know, it's easy enough to go back on. That pops back in there like that. Screw it back in, 2 screws. One in there. One in there. Screw these up. Screw that plate up first. Nice and squarely. Yeah, that's that done up. Just tighten these up here now. That's that done. It's back together. I'll put the handle back on in a bit. So this side I've unscrewed already. Obviously there's your brakes there, similar as I said, similar as I said to the 525, 515 Mark III mags. So you've got 4 magnets in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that shroud in, that half shoe. You can see it's a half shoe. So if that's on the side, when it's on the side of the reel like that, that's in the 0 position. So you've got 4 mags exposed. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 mags exposed. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8. That's halfway. Still 2 magnets exposed. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 magnet. So obviously you've got 16 clicks. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. I went a little bit too far then, but no magnets on. So obviously that shield covers the magnets wherever you wanted it. That's 0, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 exposed, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 exposed. You can just make them out there, you can see them shining in the light. So that's 8, that's halfway, that's 2 magnets on. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 magnet left. So that's on setting 12 now, 16 altogether, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, no magnets on. That just covers the plate. So obviously you've got your end float pinion there, which is a brass bush in the end of that plate. Obviously your ratchet there. The spool, as I said, it's easy enough to take out, so out, spindle out, little castellated your ratchet pole that runs on the ratchet there, that just pops out. 1 bearing. On this side you've got your drive, that obviously gets picked up there, your drive on the spool. There's a little circlip in there that comes out. Just use this little gadget here. I'll show you the circlip in a minute. That's it, it's one. Yeah, it's popped up. There's a little recess there for that little circlip. Oh, drive off the spool. See the bearing. Like I said, full floating spool, free spool, floating spool on the spindle. There's your 2 bearings, simple enough to take out and clean. That's about it really. Like I said, to put back together. It's pretty straightforward. There's no shims in there or anything like that for the bearing. Bearing in. Little drive gear. Spool. What's in there like that? Drop the other bearing in. Like that. Got castellated head, as I said before. It just simply fits in there. There's 3 little, 4 recesses there. It just sits in like that. Worst thing is putting the circlip back in. But, see if I can do it as it pings off across the living room. One side in now. Yeah, it's in. There you go, it's back in. So, spindle back in, drive end to the gear, end plate back on. Really well made, really well made. Like I said, still do with a bit of cleaning, I still tinker around with it. Like I said, I like my wheels running fast, but 3 end screws. There's little washers that go on there as well. There you go, fibre washers. I suppose they're waterproof or weatherproof washers, I suppose. 3 of those, one just fell out. What's them into there? Just tighten these up. Use the spanner that came with the reel. Tighten them up one at a time. Just get them, start each one off. And you can done. What's that? Put the handle back on. Wash it from. Oh, it's on there. So simply, washer goes on there. So the shim goes on there. As I said, when I was down the beach, I got it on there. There's 2 settings for the handle. That's how it comes in the box. I put it onto the power handle, winching mode. I'm going to call it that. So there's a little plastic washer there. I don't know if you can see it. That just simply goes onto there now. Oh, you can see that washer now against the black. Spin that down. Let's torque this up. Spanner again with the reel. You don't need to horse this up, because I've seen too many handles on reels. Strip the thread. One more. Should do it. One more. Just to line that up, that locking nut. Just a little locking nut there. I need to put that back in. So it just locks that nut in place. There you go. Back together. That's with 4 mags on. A little bit of end float. Yeah, it's 4 mags, like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 3 mags on. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's half now. 2 and 2. 2 mags, 2 off. 1 magnet on it. And then obviously up to 16. No mags. Smooth. You can take this apart feature like that without taking that plate off if you want. That way inclined, rip all the handle off with star drag to clean it, so all the gears, all the washers don't fall out. But yeah, that's nifty. But, yeah, back together. 3 screws. Gearbox comes off. There you go, guys. Well, that's my take on the Fathom 2 Casting Special. Would I buy another one? Yeah, I think so. This will be the dividing factor. I think we could sort this out, get it reduced to something. But I'll be honest, I fished with it and it was alright. I forgot about it. So I've done 3 fishing trips with it. I'll put some footage up. Biggest fish I had on it was an eel, about £11. Won about 4ish. The bullace about £7, and that was on the rocks. I was winching. It was good. So yeah, I forgot about it. Just winding in and stuff. But I'll put some little bit of footage on with me fishing when I caught fish. But yeah, overall I like it. It's going to be a Marmite reel for some, love or hate, but there you go. But as I said, your money, a lot of reel for your money. So hope it helps somebody. I'll see you soon. Tight lines. Oh yeah, let's go fish. Bobby.